Evening, everyone. It's Wednesday evening at 5:52, and I'm trying to get all of this done before sundown. This is one of the few holidays that I actually observe, Yom Kippur. So, this is your closing comment for Wednesday, the 15th of September. It is video 939, and I neglected to wait until 9:15 this morning for some of the numbers, and Empire was released at 8:30 but was not publicized for a while. So here we go. Empire State Manufacturing Index 34.3, which is a giant jump from an expectation and last month's number of 18.6. So very strong for manufacturing in New York. Industrial production up 0.4%. And that was versus a revised down 0.8%. Capacity utilization 76.4 versus 76.2, so also strong. Import and export prices, I'm not going to get into the numbers, but let it suffice to say that import prices were slightly lower, export prices were slightly higher. So all very bullish. That's what got this market started, because the futures overnight really were unimpressive. At the end of the day, we had the Dow up 236 or 0.7%. NASDAQ up 123.77, 0.8%. S&P up 37.65, 0.85%. The big winner again today was the Russell, up 24.46 or 1.1%, and following that were the transportations, 134.87 or up 0.9%. So pretty impressive. We had Microsoft, who gave us a dividend increase and a $60 billion buyback. It was slightly higher this morning, but it finished the day at 304.82, and that's up 503 or 1.7% on that news. The China news was very negative. We had Win 86.44 down 481 or 6.3%, and Las Vegas Sands 37.99 down 385 or 9.2% on that news of the Chinese government talking about the licensing deals. Just so you understand, these are not straight out licenses. These are partnerships between China and the operators. So it's unlikely that they're going to cut them out, but it's also very likely that they're going to try and further monitor. Okay, IRNT. This is a cybersecurity stock, and I mentioned it yesterday at 23.32, up 393 or 20% on good earnings and solid guidance. Then this morning I mentioned it again at 26.40, up 308 or 14% in the pre-market. And tonight I'm giving you the update, 40.75, up 17.53 or an additional 75%. Just to give you a look at that one. IRNT. This is what that looks like. It was pretty clear. We had a show of strength last week when the stock moved sharply higher, came back down, closed that little gap, and sat there for a day, started back up here on Friday. Monday was slightly lower. Yesterday, up on the news. Today, much further up. This is a relatively new company. So, we're talking about, we started here in January at $10, and we traded as high as 42.25, and the last is 40.65. That's up 17.33 or 74%. Another one we discussed this morning was Indapus, and this is a company that got a patent allowance for an HIV treatment. The stock was an IPO in August and had a range of 1087 down to 707, and as you can see, it closed at 707 with a low of 684, a new all-time low. And today it traded up. When I mentioned it this morning, it was 1160, up 453 or 64%. It actually traded as high as 2883 before coming back down, closing near the low. Last 1019 up 312 or 44%. So still not bad. I have two others that I want to show you, but I'm going to go back to those in a second. We had the grain slightly higher. We had crude up 215. Gas up 4 cents, gas up 3.5 cents, heating oil up 4.5 cents, and nat gas, which has really been on fire, closing up 20 cents after being up even higher. This made a new recovery high, 565, and closed at 539. So about 2/3 down on the range, but very strong. And to give you an idea of that move, here's $3.84. So you're talking about a 60% move in a matter of 3 weeks. This was 819. Today we're 915. Pretty amazing move. Bitcoin continued higher today. It was up 1675. We also had the dollar down a little bit, and we had the bonds down about a half a point. I want to show you the gold because this has really been a big disappointment, and I bring it up because Dennis has been trading this like a master. He was looking for 1787. I gave you 1780. Yesterday we were right there and rallied up strongly. Closed yesterday at 1807. So he was in there when it couldn't get through there, closing right on the 200-day. He was out of it, and it closed down today $12. So this is in a very tight trading range for gold. Bordered really, we need to probably see a close above this 1826. In the letter, I've been using 1828 as a confirmation that there is still a bull market there. But we absolutely have done marvelously well with the gold only trading account. And if you need any information on that, please direct message me or call or send me an email, and I'll get you out a packet of information. Okay, so on Sunday in the Discord room, I put out a list of about 8 stocks that I was interested in. And I didn't tell anybody whether I liked them as longs or shorts because I wanted people to be able to look at them and sort of make up their own mind. One of them that was on that list was UEC, Uranium Energy Corp. This is a little bit unusual for me. I'll show you where we were. We closed at 321 on Friday. So on Sunday night, that's really basically where we were. And as you can see, most of the time I like to buy against support, against the lower Bollinger Band. I very, very rarely will look at something like this breaking out. But breaking out it did. And on a weekly basis, you can really see it. This is Friday's close at 321. And we closed today, regular time, regular hours, we closed at 369, which going all the way back to this area was a new closing high, and it looks to me like we're going to break out. The breakout on this is about 375. I realize it's the top of the Bollinger Bands, but the fact is the Bollinger Bands can widen after just a day or two of action there. And considering that in the last 4 weeks, this has gone from a low of 207 to a high of 371 in regular hours, that seems to be what we're going to see. The surprise was that in the post market, we actually got that breakout. We got as high as 385, and that puts us back into this area. And the high in that area is about $4.44. So I'm looking for about 4.25 on this. I've been talking about it in the Discord room. If you're not signed up for the Discord room, it's free. You don't even have to be a subscriber, and it's a great place for exchange of ideas. And that's where this one came from. There are no options, but when you're trading a $3 stock, that's sort of like an option. Okay, the other one that I want to show you that was brought up to me by a close friend and subscriber is LTCN. This is another grayscale trust. You know, we traded GBTC for the last year and a half or two, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and then we traded ETHE. We still, in fact, have a trade on there, very profitable. This is Litecoin, and I'm hearing a lot of chatter about it, and as you can see, it's gone pretty basically flat, while the others have started up a bit. And as flat as this looks, I want to expand this out, go from the weekly to the daily, which still looks pretty flat, is oversold. But here's what it really looks like. I mean, we had a little bit of a show of strength earlier this month where we went from 16 to 22 in a day. The next day we were 25.60 and came all the way back down and closed that day at 20. We had another little rally here on Monday. We were up as high as almost 23. So this one really moves when it goes. Right now, it looks to me like you could buy this right here with a stop below 1640. So 1717 last, 1640 as a on a closing basis as a sell stop. We are oversold, and I just wanted to point that out. And last, I will share with you, because there will not be a daily note tonight, probably not a pre-opening comment in the morning. But SpaceX is sending 4 non-astronauts into space. They're leaving from the Kennedy Space Center, which is where all of the NASA moonshots were. This is 3 days actually in space, in orbit, and coming back down in the Atlantic. So this is interesting. It's groundbreaking. It's not 4 rich guys traveling to the quote edge of space for 4.5 minutes. This is actually a space flight. So that ought to be pretty interesting. Have a good evening. For anybody who observes, happy holiday, and I'll be back. Have a good evening.